you're welcome to Cameroon Feeling. I'm Patience and Bella Fomian. And as you can figure out, this is a pretty strange place to start Cameroon Feeling. Why? We are at the National Advanced School of Public Works, located right here in Yaoundé. And why are we here? Because we are following the theme of this year's National Youth Day. It has to do with youth at the heart of great hopes for a stable, united, and prosperous Cameroon. And there's no way I'm going to talk about young people and not be amongst them. That's why we're going to be interacting with the young ones of this school to find out why they're not only dreamers, but they're people who have chosen not only to design a future, to plan it, but to build it. And that's how we know we definitely have great hopes. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about what we have as our question of the day, but I have to say hi to these busy ones. Hello. Hi. Okay, you can get back to work. I know you're super busy. But over there's a gentleman who will explain why we are working at a lab this early in the morning. Aiden, sorry to interrupt you. Good morning.
Okay. Good morning. How are you?
Please tell us why we've been working all night and we have to wake up with Cameroon Feeling right now.
Okay, good morning all. There is an environmental lab. There we are conducting some really precise experiments. That's why we are supposed to be there at that time, because we are not supposed to be missing those 2 hours early experiments. Like these ones, we are measuring what is happening in this dirty water, and we are trying to reduce all the pollutants that are in there. So something like that.
Please let me not interrupt you, because I know you have to do the right work. Okay, thank you, Aiden.
Thank you too.
So you see, I'll go help Aiden in a bit, but first, our question of the day. Very simple. If you're a young Cameroonian, what is your dream for the future, and what are you doing today to make it happen? Simple. That's our question of the day. Nothing but the truth is exactly what we're going to be leaving here throughout the 3 hours of Cameroon Feeling. Nothing but the truth of young Cameroonians putting their hands on deck to build Cameroon. In a bit, I'll be telling you the departments we will be venturing around, but I feel like a young Cameroonian needs to motivate other young Cameroonians. His name is Pastor George, and it's time for our morning motivation.
Pastor George King. I am a Christian leader and a motivational speaker, and I will be carrying you along in this February edition of Morning Motivation on Cameroon Feeling. Today I would like to boost you on something very, very important, which I termed the discovery of purpose. You see, your life is a function of your purpose. You can only procure for yourself destiny fulfillment when you have discovered, when you have obtained your purpose in life. Without your purpose, you cannot be great. Every great man you see today, anywhere in the world, is great because they discovered that one thing that they were sent here to do. You have been created by a mighty God, by a powerful God, but you need to understand for what reason you were created. One of the most important questions you can ask yourself is, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Am I here as a youth to just have fun? Am I here as a young man to just enjoy myself? There should be a reason that impacts the world, a reason for your being here, a reason for your creation, a reason for your existence, and your discovery of this reason is what sets you on the high rise for greatness. As a young man and as a young woman out there, do not live life without discovering why you live it, because the day you discover why you live your life is the day you discover that you have entered into a new life. So I hope that this session has been able to bring you out of your shell to go into the world and discover the reason for your existence and discover your purpose in life. God bless you mightily, and see you on our next session of Morning Motivation.
Okay, so Francoise, we put it like this. And there you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
And a big thank you to you, Pastor George, because what you just showcase is the importance of creativity and clarity when we're dealing with building Cameroon as the youth. Okay, coming up on the program, we have different reporters stationed around the nation, for example, in the north, littoral, southwest, and also within the capital city, to look at youth ventures, young innovators. We will be celebrating them throughout this program, but still, right here at the National Advanced School of Public Works, we'll be talking to those who are in the architectural department, but that'll be later on. Right now, let's digest all of this with some good music. Vershi is singing Faithful, and I'm taking this off.
I'm not saying it on the tire you, cause every day is a battle. Situations that they come your way, I need to make you the wonder. Now it's kind of life that this so. Why me, why not you? Blah 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 blah. But if you take the rain card, you will know that God is faithful. If you check the books, you will see that God is faithful. If you look around, you will know that God has been faithful. Look back and see, you will know that God is good. Look back and see, you will know that God is good. Monday, il est bon, 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 Monday, il est bon.
My God is so good, my God is so good. That's Vershi singing Faithful. I just love that it's finally daylight and I can be here and reminiscence the time when I was in school, strolling, heading over from one classroom to the other. Hopefully that sparks memories for you as well. Okay, we're going to step into the crux of why we are marking the National Youth Day in Cameroon this year. It's all about youth at the heart of great hopes for a united, a stable, and a prosperous Cameroon. What does this theme mean to you? Because the Youth Day is not only to feel funky and excited, but to understand what we need to carry with us throughout this year as young people. So someone is keen because she's really young and she understands this theme very well. She is Valencia Guefuni and she's taking us through this understanding. Meanwhile, I'm headed there.
In a diverse nation like Cameroon, where various cultures and languages coexist, youth serve as a bridge to foster unity by promoting collaboration among different groups. The theme, Youth at the Heart of the Great Hope for a United, Stable and Prosperous Cameroon, emphasizes the critical role that young people play in shaping the future of their nation. It reflects a belief that the energy, innovation, and potentials of the youth are vital for driving positive change and development in Cameroon. The theme underscores the idea that the youth possesses potentials for innovation and technological advancement, encouraging young people that engaging in entrepreneurship and creative fields can lead to sustainable economy. For the great hope of a united, stable, and prosperous Cameroon, To be realized, it is crucial to focus on the education and skills training for the youth. Access to quality education equips them with the knowledge and skills needed to contribute effectively to the society. The theme also calls on the youth to engage in social responsibility by promoting volunteerism and community service. Young people can play a vital role in addressing social issues, advocating for positive change, and supporting marginalized communities. What then is Youth Day in Cameroon? National Youth Day in Cameroon, which is celebrated annually in every February 11, marks the anniversary of the 1961 plebiscite.
On the 11th of February 1961, British, Southern and Cameroon, through a UN-supervised plebiscite, voted in February was celebrated to recognize the importance of that day.
On this day, voters in the British Southern Cameroon chose between joining Nigeria or the Republic of Cameroon, opting for reunification.
On the 26th of October 1954, the Southern Cameroons celebrated the 26th of October as National Day. It should also be pointed out that at this same time, there was what was called the Empire Day, which was celebrated all through the British Empire.
Designed to inject the spirit of patriotism in the minds of young Cameroonians, the government of the Western Cameroon, led by Jongo Foncha, together with the Western Cameroon Executive Council, proclaimed February 11 as a National Youth Day in Cameroon.
In 1962, the government of West Cameroon, led by Prime Minister Jongo Foncha, 6. So, in 1963, December 1963, the West Cameroon Executive Council, meeting at its 13th session, decided that as from 1964, the plebiscite celebration of 11th February will be the Youth Day. The echoes he got, the security reports he got, the public reports he got, show that it was a very, very successful event, national holiday.
Despite its odds, this day serves as a reminder that nation building begins with character, confidence, and collective actions.
Hey! We'll be talking about what you're doing in a bit, okay? Yeah. Thank you so much, Valencia Guefuni. It's all about having young Cameroonians be solutions and not just spectators. In a bit, we'll find out how this architectural department is focusing on a creative future for Cameroon. I'm excited to figure it out. But right now, we have to get to know the school better. I've just been strolling around. Do you know about the National Advanced School of Public Works? I know that it started in 1972, but there's a lot of history behind it. And our lady for history stuff, of course, is Clarice. Tell us more, Miss Fonzewa.
Founded in 1970, the National Advanced School of Public Works was established to meet the growing demand of skillful engineers in the fields of civil and public works. The vision was clear: to create an institution that would drive development and innovation in Cameroon's infrastructure.
Presently, the enrollment of the National Advanced School of Public Works Yaoundé is about 2,000. And over the years, we have been between 1,500 and 2,000 students. And out of these 1,500 to 2,000 students, about 400 to 500 engineers that are trained every year. So you can imagine that if you look down the road for 5 years, If we're having 400 engineers being trained for 5 years, we would have trained about 2,000 engineers over this period. The engineers who are specialized in civil engineering, environmental engineering, rural engineering, town planning, architecture, land surveying. And we also have specialized master's programs, which we've trained a number of students. Specialized master's programs, the students come in with a degree already and do 2 years training. And some of them that we've had is specialized training in geotechnics, in structures, in waste and water engineering, in transport planning, and engineering management, which is a very important aspect in the management of projects.
From its humble beginnings, the National Advanced School of Public Works has expanded its curriculum to include a wide range of disciplines such as civil engineering, urban planning, and environmental management. The school has an unique approach combining theoretical knowledge with practical issues with aim to meet up the country's demand.
You know, prior to 3 years, we were having difficulties in that we depended a lot on part-time teaching. And we had a partnership with University of Padova, which some of the professors were coming to Cameroon to teach. And the President of the Republic, you know, gave a special offer to our institution for us to recruit 60 teachers within 3 years, 60 PhDs. So 2024, we had 30 of them who were recruited, 2025, 15, and this 2026, 15 others will join the teaching staff.
Over the years, this institution has trained thousands of Cameroonians and has also forged partnership with various international institutions, enriching its program and providing students with broader perspectives. This collaboration enables students to benefit from global best practices in public works, equipping them with the technical skills and leadership qualities needed to excel in their career.
One of those who make me a success story is my company. I have created a company when I was in the 5 year of architecture in this school in 2023. And I have many projects I have done. I have many projects in Central African Republic. I have 3 projects. I have 2 projects in Gabon. I have 4 projects in Senegal. I have many projects in Cameroon, Yaoundé, Douala. And now I'm working on a project, a urban city project. The name is Eto City, in the neighbor of Yaoundé, surrounding of Yaoundé at Obala. And this project, I'm working it with a young student of public work.
Since then, I have been working on a urban planning project called African Research for Intelligent and Sustainable Construction. This project aims to make Cameroonian cities smarter and better built by promoting sustainable construction. Alongside this work, I also developed my personal initiative called Coastal Care Cameroon. At the moment, Coastal Care is a digital platform. It uses geospatial data to present information about Cameroon's coastline. However, my vision goes beyond a simple platform. The goal is to transform Coastal Care Cameroon into a structured and financiable organization dedicated to climate action, environmental protection, and the preservation of coastal marine ecosystems.
As part of its commitment to continue improving, the National Advanced School of Public Works regularly hosts conferences and workshops, bringing together experts from various fields to discuss pressing public works issues and innovations. With its mission not just to educate, but to impact society through quality teaching and work, producing engineers who are not only skillful, but also socially responsible are the objectives of most of the professors.
But if you think about the theme, this year's theme, youth theme, there are some keywords there: unity, stability, and prosperity. If you think about unity, when we talk about collaboration in BIM, it is about working together not working in silos so that we can minimize disputes, litigations. Now, when we think about stability, in order to be able to use BIM for stability, we need to think about how to plan construction projects, the delivery of projects. Now, project planning using BIM is great. BIM supports that process. And then when we think about prosperity, the ultimate goal of building information modeling is to improve productivity of construction projects. And if we improve productivity, that leads to prosperity because it impacts communities. Think about large infrastructure projects on communities. If it is delivered well, if it is productive, then it has a bearing on prosperity.
My motivation was learn my people how to improve underground engineering why I come in Cameroon. But start with teaching underground engineering and learn how we can build our city based on subway and TGV.
These institution graduates play a crucial role in the development of Cameroon's infrastructure, from designing roads to bridges and to plan urban spaces. They are at the heart of the forefront of national development. With this in mind, the management of the school is leaving no stone unturned to ensure that young Cameroonians trained in this school should be the great hopes of the country's future. But in the strive to obtain all of this, there are some drawbacks.
Of course, in any training institution, there are challenges. First, we have many students who want to get into our institution. If you take, for example, the engineering cycle, which is the BAC or GCA levels plus 5 years, of which after 5 years the students graduate with the Masters of Engineering. We're having about 4,000 students who want to come in, and for 300 places. It's highly competitive, and you can imagine many students who want to be engineers, but we cannot take up to 10% of those who are coming to present themselves for our entrance exams.
Today, the National Advanced School of Public Works stands as a beacon of excellence in education and critical player in Cameroon's transformation. With focus on innovation, technology, and community service, it continues to pave the way for the future generations of engineers in the country.
Now that you know better about the school, we can talk to the students of the school. But know that Clarice will be back. She is going to profile a tech innovator who is providing local solutions. Amazing. You don't want to miss it. But right now, if we're talking about a stable, united, prosperous future, we have to make it look beautiful and loads more. Some people think architecture is all about beauty, but she disagrees. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm going to do a tour, of course, with the viewers. Tell me a little bit about what this is.
My name is Budane Masulov Marilla from the Department of Architecture, and I will be presenting this model. This model embodies Cameroon in its full cultural depth.
Yeah.
It was designed for the ENSTP Cultural Week under the theme Tribal Union Made in Cameroon, and it represents the 4 major cultural areas.
Yes.
Going from the north with the Musgum to the Fangbetis and the grass fields and the littorals.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I love that when we're talking about united future, we take particular attention on the different cultural values. I love that. Okay, hello.
Hello, madam.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm called Mikentelen Mister. I'm an architectural student in year 5. Yeah.
So what is this? It looks beautiful.
Thank you, madam. These are 2 projects that were qualified for the final session of the Design Atelier Student Prize 2024. Yes, they were finalists, and they provided solutions to some issues that you are facing. This one was a prototype model for the reconquer of the Manoka Island, and this one was an extension of the Cameroon Development Program at the lake here in at education. Yes, and this one was a project to face and to complete the hotel that is going to be built there.
Just to remind you all, after this tour, we're going to definitely return. So you better understand why all of these students are present in this school and their impact in the architecture of Cameroon. So hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name?
My name is Nelly Lemabo.
Yes.
And I'm in here for architecture. So This is a defense project that we're asked to work on.
Yeah.
And it is a rehabilitation center for smokers, notably.
Ooh.
So it has 3 blocks. This block is the administrative block. This block is a block where the rooms for the patients will be kept.
Yeah.
And this block is a block for therapy sessions.
Hmm.
And in the middle, we have an impluvium that collects rainwater and filters it for other uses in the hospital. And then outside, we have a leisure space where we have benches for relaxation and for fresh air. And here we have a farm that we use to make food for the hospital and patients, yes. So the personnel work on this farm so to produce food. This project was made so that it can be autonomous, like work on its own without any future help in the future. So thank you.
And no, not yet. I'm so interested in knowing why you thought of rehabilitation for smokers.
Yes. In our country here, we mostly, in the drug addict section, we mostly have the smokers around us.
Yeah.
And so there are people that don't know that rehabilitation center for smokers can be made here in this country. So that's why I decided to make a project which can maybe inspire some people to also build other rehabilitation center for smokers so as to reduce the number of smokers we have in this country.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. We'll catch up later. I see there's a gentleman here. All of these people who've been talking so far are architects. But then it's time to talk about urban planning, right?
Yes,
what's your name?
My name is Yasmit Wule Wule. And this is a mock-up of what I envision the city of Yaoundé to look like in some years to come.
Yes.
This plan keeps the relief features, the unique relief features of Yaoundé, that is green, hilly, and rich and valley landscape. From the center here, this center, there are prominent administrative. This is a prominent administrative function because the city of Yaoundé, through demographic studies, has like 66.4% of the working population work in the public sector. This is the most concentrated area. This radial ring planning aims at distributing activities in decreasing orders. This is the most active, and as you move to the next concentric zone, you can see that the activities decrease bit by bit till you reach a suburb. Let me take a quick example. I am a public worker and I live in the suburb.
This is your house?
Yes, this is my house.
Yeah.
I live in the suburb and I wake up in the morning. I'm supposed to go early to my working place.
Yeah.
So I take my road. With this type of planning, traffic flows are very predictable because if this concentric zone has a lower density of activities, for example, residential and service zones only, for example, school milieus, there will be less people going here rather than in the concentrated block. So as we go here, I already know that as I'm moving, the traffic rate will be less and less and less, and I'll be able to reach my destination on time. This planning preserves Yaoundé's unique features while providing a sustainable development and a very predictable and easy circulation for the future of Cameroon.
Wow, thank you. Do you listen to them? Please give it up for you. I feel like Cameroon is in safe hands, but I'm sure you must be asking yourself so many questions on what is architecture, why is it relevant, how would it contribute to building our country into a prosperous nation? That will be immediately after you work out. Because you think I've forgotten, it's time for fitness. And a fit mind as a young person helps you concentrate better, right? It builds your memory. That is why Lorna Kelly is on standby in this school somewhere for our fitness bite. Hi Lorna, good morning. Please, I have a quick question for you. When you were younger and you're in school, what was the sports discipline you preferred practicing? Tell us about that.
Hello there, patients. I must say you got me on that. But to be candid, I wasn't much of a sports lover back then in school. But right now, I have actually loved and I embraced the art and passion of sports with Taibo and dance fitness basically being my best kinds of exercises. And back to the business of the day, patients, we are here at the National Advanced School of Public Works on the occasion of the celebration of the National Youth Day. And of course, the youth of this institution are equally having a blend aside their professional work, having to complement sports with other educational activities. Reasons why I have here with me this morning the sports coordinator of this institution, Mr. Nembe Zachary. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam.
All right. Please, can you quickly tell us a few links between sports and education? What are the various facilities, outlays you have here, to facilitate skill development as far as sports is concerned and healthy living lifestyle?
We are here in National Advanced School of Public Works. As you notice coming in, we have 4 men's area of practice.
All right.
Yes, at the entrance we have the volleyball court, we have the tennis court, we have the sport complex, and the last and not the least, the main road. We use all these areas to do sport here in National Advanced School of Public Works.
Okay, so and quickly tell us, upon completion of school, what does sports serve in their archives? Is it just the equation of keeping fit, or inculcating other life values that will help them over there in the professional field?
As you notice, doing sport is good for health, but it's not enough, because sport transmits many values. We can list them.
Yeah.
We have a value of cooperation.
Yeah.
We have, because later they have to cooperate, the student from here, they have to cooperate with their colleague. We have the endurance. The sport develop the endurance to our students, and the last and not the least, resilience.
And moving over right now from the gymnasium courtyard to the tennis court, we will be going over to discover what the tennis players have for us in check. Let's just move forward. And right behind me, as you can see, the Advanced School of Public Works has a broad spectrum and an arena of sportive facilities that helps the students, of course, to blend education and sports. Very important, because they do have to maintain a healthy lifestyle in order to progress and to succeed in their academics. Don't forget that this prestigious institution has in one point in time hosted the University Games. Just to tell you to which extent the director of this prestigious institution, overlays sports as an important facet. Over to the tennis court, let's move in and see what the players are up to. I have my wonderful tennis players here. Good morning.
Morning.
What's your name?
My name is Bidung Marguerite.
All right.
I'm an engineer student.
Okay. Very beautiful. All right, quickly tell us, how do you balance sport and your education, and to what importance do you hold sports in relations to, handling your bookwork and sports life?
It's about strict planning and clear priorities. I treat my training, studies, and school's timetable with the same discipline, because it permits me to communicate closer to them. And tennis isn't just a sport. Tennis is a way of life. Tennis is love. Tennis permits me to reveal my inner beauty, my inner power, and it's a booster for my personal development. So I have to manage with both of them.
How are sportive activities here on campus contributing in making learning more accessible and effective?
Well, I study in an environment that requires a lot of academic excellence.
All right.
From structural analysis to geotechnical design. Well, that is quite stressful. That is where tennis comes in. Tennis permits me to release this pressure. It permits me to balance, go back, get a reset, and come back to my studies a bit more focused.
All right, with that beautifully said by Carl here and Marguerite, we will be moving over to the gymnasium, where we will be having the basketball. It's a game of height. But then I'm taking 0 chances, because I'm taking no for an answer this morning. I'm going over there to learn 1 or 2 techniques as far as the basketball field is concerned. Let's go. And that is it, patients, to tell you that sports is an integral and very important aspect as far as Youth Day celebration is concerned. It's important, of course, to keep fit and to maintain a healthy and balanced lifestyle as youth and as Cameroonians in general. Reasons we packaged these various exercises here at the National Advanced School of Public Works. Stay blessed as we meet again in good health and in positive vibes as always. Ciao, ciao.
Lorna Kelly, I would have loved to join you there, but I'm super busy admiring culture, structure, and beauty in architecture. Right now, I'm with Mariella, right? Yeah. Mariella, I'm back here because we need to understand what architecture is and why it's very important in the development of a country.
I will say architecture is important for the development of a country because it embodies us. It shows who we are. It shows where we are going to. Yeah. When we are in front of people, in front of another nation, they don't see just the people, just see their architecture and who we are. That's why architecture is important for the development of our country.
Okay, so all of those things you pay attention when it comes to architecture. You pay attention to climate?
Yeah.
What else?
To climate, to the environment, to the construction techniques of the zone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
That is why later on we'll have a conversation with other departments in the school. Topography, environmental engineering, and then civil engineering, and loads more. You don't want to miss. This is just the beginning. Okay, so Mariella, Mr. is right here. And I would like him to take us to how you, as a young Cameroonian, you are perceiving Cameroon and your vision when it comes to architecture. So I'll ask you a difficult question. What about architecture in Cameroon is not really done well right now, through your observation?
Yeah. Architecture in Cameroon, I cannot say it's not really done well because we have architects that are actually fighting. I can call it a fight because the environment is not favorable for architecture.
Okay, so there's a problem with the environment.
Yes, the environment is not favorable. Secondly, the mindset of the Cameroonians, they are not yet open enough to architecture.
What do you mean by that?
Because architecture comes as a solution. It comes as a development instrument or as a development tool for the population, for the nation. If we don't educate our population, sensibilize them on the importance of architecture, I think we will not know the development and all the fame Cameroon is supposed to have.
Right now, let's do our regional connect. We're going up north. Maimouna Njoya, I can see is already on standby because she's getting us to meet some young Cameroonians just like them. But those who are interested in investing in business ventures, whether it has to do with transport or even agro-pastoral. Wow. Maimouna, tell us more.
Hello patients, welcome to Garwa. The pleasure is mine to have you here in the North Regional Capital, where we have a great number of youths who are investing much in various activities. But when you come to the North region, you realize that most of the youth here invest much in the informal sector, precisely for those who are into the motorbike sector. Many of them, especially those who have dropped out from school, are actually very much involved in this informal sector activity, which enables them to make ends meet. But amongst them, or in the midst of these youngsters, you also have those who have furthered their education to some extent and have decided to stand on their own to be entrepreneurs. And that is why in this report we shall be telling you more about some young startuppers that we have here in the North region with their various diversities and their various proficiencies. You'll be very much glad to discover just how they make ends meet on a daily basis. Let's go.
When livestock farming becomes worthwhile for the young Elia Jarua, based in Garwa, precisely at the Kanadi neighborhood, Instead of sitting back and waiting on a formal job offer, he has put his training at the National Zootechnical and Veterinary Center of Marwa into practice, transforming lessons received during his training into a business opportunity. 7 months into poultry farming, and things seem to be working out well for him.
Your address, your spouse, your residence. But if you don't change your mind, the same experience will repeat.
Startup businesses in the North region are marred by socio-economic challenges which may push one to easily give up. But most youth say no and believe that giving a try is primordial.
People are looking for young people that master the use of the computer. So I have basis, I can say I am actually good while using the computer, all the basic activities that need the use of the computer.
And in the midst of youth who are putting small-scale business ideas into reality, we have some Garwa-based young girls who inspire many people around them. In a region where environmental challenges are constant, Raisa Priska Neville Mandeng has looked up to recycling as an activity worth embracing. And she did not only end there. She took advantage of the doors opened to her at Alliance Française of Garoua to energetically get into interior designing. We have done a lot of things and we hope to do more if we receive support. Over in Marwari, the young Rukayatu Jika has turned her passion around pastries into a business idea, and customers are giving her reasons to relentlessly and tirelessly move on. I started watching some videos online, and with time I developed interest in pastries. Most of my customers are on Facebook. Each time I come up with something, I post it online. And what happens next is that people start asking for the prices through the phone number I exclusively use for business. While hoping for a push from the powers that be, youth in the North region are for the time being industriously contributing to the country's economic vitality.
Well, patients and viewers, I want to believe that you have had a taste of what youths in the North region are capable of doing. Even with the little means they have at hand, they actually can reach their full potentials. But we also have to mention that they have support from government. We have the North Regional Branch of the National Employment Fund, we have the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Civic Education, which are all the structures put in place to empower youth here in the North region. So we can say much has been done, much is still to be done, and the mindset is that many youths are ready to reach their full potentials, to be able to achieve big in whatever they are doing in this part of the country. That said, I'll be glad to have you in the next editions of the program.
Maimuna, thank you so much for that report. Now we know what the young people up north are up to. But if you just notice, we're doing some land surveying here.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, what's your name?
I'm Afukezia.
Take the mic.
I'm Afukezia, a level 5 land surveying student.
Oh, so tell me, what was just going on right now? Because I kept hearing you say, go to point A, B, C.
Yes, what we're doing is called leveling. This is the level instrument, this is a tripod, and that is its accessory called a leveling rod. it is graduated, it has readings on it. So now we are trying to, like I said, we are doing leveling. We are trying to measure the difference in height between 2 points, point A, B, and C. Now we can know the altitude of a particular point, like the original altitude of a particular point. So we carry out leveling now to determine the altitude of the unknown point.
How does this help?
It can help, for example, like I said, we are going to have the altitudes of the unknown points we are looking for. With this altitude, we can, for example, determine the direction of water flow. For example, like we know that water flows from high altitude to low altitude.
So then you can determine the direction?
Yes, ma'am.
That's important, because sometimes when we see this and you speak in jargon, we're like, maybe this is for Mars, it's not for Cameroon, but we understand that it's adaptable.
Yes, ma'am.
By the way, you're a girl. Most often they think only guys do land surveying. Why did you choose to do this?
Land surveying, what I like about the field, it is a very passionate field. Just the fact that they deal with high precision. I like precision works. Yes, and for the fact that they have a large diversity of instruments. We have the level, the total station, the drone. I just like manipulating these instruments. There's this joy it gives.
Ooh, I like the way you. Thank you so much. Carry on with your work. Hello. I know you all are busy with your own equipments, but right now someone is going to tell me what land surveying is all about. Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Let's stroll while you tell me what is land surveying, but don't use jargon because everybody has to understand.
All right, land survey, abusively called topography. It's a science engineering, has to do with the studying of the land scales, the land forms, and the impact of the gravitational potential on the measures we take. So we take measures to implement the building, to see if they're right, to see if they're solid, to see if they're right away.
Okay. How is land surveying important to build a nation in national development? How is that important?
Land survey is such a branch that's mostly neglected, but it has to be taken into account because it's important in knowing which building or which infrastructure is going to last long, is going to be sustainable. If sufficient exams are not made, it's possible a building collapses. It's possible an environment is influenced to landslides, floods, and all the like. So studying land surveying has to do with actually predicting which event can happen in a particular environment.
Thank you. Land surveying, thumbs up. Okay, so Frank, I noticed over there that that's a drone, right?
Yes, madam.
You use that as well in land surveying?
Actually.
Thank you.
Right.
Yes. Hello. What's your name?
Dieudonné Belibi.
Oh, Dieudonné. The whole time my eyes were on this drone and I'm like, what is the link between a drone and land surveying?
Okay. With a drone like this, we can do measurement with photo. Simply is that because depending to the type of drone, we also have the sensor. Here the sensor is a camera. We can have also a LiDAR sensor for other applications. So with this type of drone, I can do some measurement on geographic elements like roads, like buildings and other, and also make 3D models of buildings and all things in the earth.
So can you survey the rest of this segment of Cameroon feeling from above with your drone?
Yeah.
Okay, so take it up, Dieudonné. While Dieudonné is taking this up and we'll get a view from above, it's time for us to connect with Alice Bay, who has been touring with the students of Lycée Technique de Sam. The students have been interested in learning entrepreneurship and craftswork during this youth week, and Alice is going to tell us all about that. So Alice, my first question to you is, when you were in school, did you used to have like a side job while you were studying? Tell us about that. And meanwhile, hey, this is me. Take it over, Alice.
We are at the Government Technical Bilingual High School in Sam, where students offering craft work are currently carrying out lessons with their teachers. As you can see around me, these students are those who are using their little fingers to produce some talented work out here. That's a gown made with white and lemon green color. You see they are doing some designing here, some very good designing. They are trying to design dresses, and from there they will know how to stitch the dresses. You look at the teacher over there, he is struggling to see what they are doing to make sure everybody is following the instructions on how a dress can be stitched with gathers. Watch and see how they can draw and design the dress exactly as it is on the board. If we also look around here, there's a beautiful paint work going on here. You look at the beautiful paints, you see there's a beautiful tree and a good house on top of a hill. The weather looks sky blue and whitish, and they are all trying to see how they can bring out this wonderful design. You can't imagine that these children can draw things like this that can be good for household articles. We can also see, look at the little one there, what he is trying to do with the yellow color. He's mixing the color with some water to see what he can produce. There are youths who have talents in them, and the teachers are trying to guide them to bring out these talents that can help them tomorrow. Look at this flower jar with apples under it, wood flowers, so beautiful for a household decoration. What's your name?
My name is Isomba Zantuma Achu.
Look at what Isomba can do. This is really wonderful. You know, Patience, these our youths are people who have a lot of talents in them. All it entails is just to guide them to be able to produce what is in their mind. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
What are you doing?
I
am trying to produce a flower jar from clay material by producing rings from clay. After producing the rings, I use my hands and slide to mount up the jar. It depends on the dimension of the jar. If it is not big, I can take 1 day, but if it is big, I can take 2 days. I place the rings on the wooden surface. Then I join them one after another using my fingers. Then I use my slide to scrape and smoothen the clay paste in order to obtain a good shape. I turn the other side of the clay and scrape it to also make it smooth. Then I use my compass to determine the base of the jar. After doing that, I start mounting up my rings while smoothing the jar with my fingers.
Don't you run the risk of destroying the jar with your fingers?
No, I do that with a lot of care while using my slide and my fingers in order to obtain a smooth texture. I build up the rings 30 centimeters high.
Look at the beautiful work Ngeson is trying to do with her little fingers. She keeps putting the rings one after another, smoothing them with her little finger to make sure there is no separation between the first ring of the clay and the second one. And then she will finally get a good flower jar made. Let me also see what others have been doing.
I am trying to do some painting. A house with a coconut tree beside.
A wonderful artwork. Patience, students from this same school had earlier visited the TCOM enterprise where they learned how to use homemade products to maintain the texture of clothes. Clothing is amongst the first 3 human necessities in life. Everyone likes looking good. At Lycée Bilen Technique de Sam, the textile pressing course is at its 2nd year, and only 7 students do offer the course. Joazong Sinji, one of the textile pressing students, explains how a rust stain can be removed from a dress using homemade products.
To remove a rust stain from a dress, we can use the anti-rust products. For example, if I am given clothes to wash, I will begin by selecting the dresses. Then I will put aside the white ones. I will put the dark clothes together. The selection process is to avoid mixture of clothes so that they should not get stained. Now, I will go further to wash the clothes by putting them inside the machine. I will also put detergent inside the machine and the laundry products. On the other side, I will pour some water in the machine and put on the machine to wash the clothes.
The working visit was an opportunity for the students to acquire more knowledge as far as equipment and laundry products are concerned.
We have discovered some laundry products and machines that we didn't know. We only heard their names in class, but we had never seen them, so we are happy.
The visit also witnessed a partnership agreement between Lycée Technique du Sam and the Ticom Sales Association with the aim to further the skills of the students.
We have made a partnership agreement with Lycée Technique de Sam to accompany the students during their studies. We want them to know that the textile pressing course is very good for their future, so they should take their studies seriously.
The textile pressing course has always been one of the dreams of the Minister of Secondary Education to valorize the IT at schools and those operating in the sector. People thought at first that those who do technical education have lost in life, but then you can see what they produce. Today we have beautiful decorations in our homes, like the flower jar that Gesong has been producing. Let's go back to her and see how far she has gone with her flower jar. This is really wonderful. Peshi, you can see this wonderful flower jar has been produced by Gesong Wamba. We are going to congratulate all the youths who have taken part in this workshop today. Standing right inside the Arts and Craft class at the Government Bilingual Technical High School, SAM, I am Alice Mbe in the company of Alexandra Ateba. Over to you, studio.
Alice, I really like the flower jar you have in your hands, and to imagine that these young ones are taught how to do things like that with their hands. It's a good thing. You can be an entrepreneur, you know how to think your way through things, but you should have different skill sets, and that's what we're encouraging on Cameroon Feeling this morning. If you're just joining us, we're at the National Advanced School of Public Works, and we've talked to architects, a little bit of land surveying. It's time for us to get deep on environmental engineering. And having this conversation with us, we have a lovely lady here, Stevina Kwanga. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, and Pendant Aiton, you're welcome.
Good morning.
Glad to have you here. Now, Aiton, I just want you to make us understand what environmental engineering is, why you chose to study in the first place.
Okay, environment in the first place can be defined as everything that is not you. It can be you, it can be the chair on what you're sitting, and everything that occurs around you. So the environmental engineering will be all the techniques that we use to dignify that environment. How can we manage that environment? How can we manage all the resources that can be water, that can be energy, and everything that occurs around us that can resume all that we are doing here?
And you could have studied anything, but you are keen on studying the environment. Why?
That's a little bit trick question, because for my case, it was a really big fight with my parents, because they really didn't think that environmental engineering is something that someone can make, can be proud of.
Yeah.
Because they think it was something really tiny. But me, I had a vision. I really think that there are problems in this country that can be solved. And if it's not me who can solve them, so I choose to be the one which will solve those problems. That's why I choose environmental engineering.
What are some of the problems that you identify?
The first problem, I really think that can be the biggest problem. It could be waste management.
Okay.
There are a lot of waste in our country and in our towns. So how can a country like us, a country like Cameroon, can be evolving with those type of waste? There should be someone that can reduce those type of waste, and we can reuse them for doing some things. Maybe you can earn money with them, so why can't I?
Yeah, you can earn money, you can build your country, and there's nothing that gives you more pride than that. And you talked about the waste management. I want to find out from you, Stevine, what is it about the environment that pushed you to study it?
Okay, as he earlier on said, environmental engineering is something many people see as a little something, but I find it very much interesting, because the problem with our country is that we are not aware of what is happening around us. We are in a country, we are not aware. We are not even aware of the problems our activities are creating to our environment. So when I got deep and I started researching, I began to discover that there are so many issues in this country that need a lot of attention, which we are so uninformed about. So it intrigued me. I said, okay, let's have it.
Tell us about one particular thing.
I take an example. You see, the name Cameroon comes from River of Prawns, where you see these shrimps at the River Wuri. When you see back then, they were so rich in these shrimps. But one thing that we are not aware of is that our activities are gradually killing this diversity of organisms. And now if you see the quantity of shrimps and prawns present there, they have really much reduced because of the water available from industries that get into this water. It pollutes this water and makes environment really. It makes the environment difficult for the organisms to grow. So, and some of these activities happen, and we are unaware we are harming our own environment.
When we come back in the second half of Cameroon Feeling, we'll be heading over to the southwest region where I can see Sally Nanga Tekemba is on standby. But it's time for the news in the English language, so immediately after the news, join us here at the National Advanced School of Public Works. It's Cameroon Feeling.